I'm pretty excited about today's ride because it's one of my favourite routes in the world, but there is going to be an added challenge that's going to make it somewhat complicated. Today's ride is up the Col de Costuge. So we're starting here in France and then we'll cycle 13 kilometers up the climb and then descend over the other side and cross the border into Spain. All in all, we'll be doing about 55 k's and it's one of my favourite routes in the world. Been on the Col for about 2k now, and my memory was that it kind of leveled out a bit, and it kind of has at 5%, was about 7% for a kilometre or so, and it's still kind of tough going, but we're getting it done, chipping away. Road's leveled right off now to about 2%, and Chris and I are still chugging our way up. We've still got a long way to go, but so far it's been very pleasant. Not too hot, nice bit of shade we're riding through. Yeah, I'm already looking forward to the cafe stop at 22 kilometers. We've only done 6.5. Finally, it's leveled out a little bit. We're at 2%. Give me a chance to catch my breath a bit, but it does ramp up again a little bit later. Oh wow. We're about halfway through the climb now at the village of Saint-Laurent-de-Cerdun, a little bit of downhill, and then it starts to climb again and it gets very tough towards the top, 6-7% again. I'm just enjoying the downhill while I can. Last few hundred meters now and it's ramped right up to 8%. Fortunately, I can see the Costuge town sign, and once we cross that, it's not much further to the actual top of the climb. Well, there we go, that's the Col de Costuge done, and yeah, really glad I've done it. The last part was really tough though. So onwards and upwards, or downwards, and I'm just about to do one of the coolest things you can ever do on a bike. And there we go, that is the Spanish border. I'm leaving France and I'm riding into Spain. I absolutely love it when I cross an international border on my bike. I've only ever done it 3 times. How was that, Adam?
Fantastic. Just doesn't get any better, does it? Just really doesn't get any better. I don't know. Yeah.
There you go. That's looking back towards France from here in Spain. What an incredible view. I absolutely love that descent.
Oh, the whole thing has just been brilliant, amazing. Yeah.
Barbara doesn't fancy
Right,
coffee.
I thought Barbara was off to do a bit of gravel there.
Just had our very welcome little refreshment stop there. I had a nice ice cold glass of Coca Light, and now we're going to push on further into Spain. We've got about another 30 kilometres to go with one more climb, so yeah, that should be tough as well, but hey ho, onwards and upwards. I'm out here visiting my friends Chris and Vicky who run the Pyrenees.cc, but you may also recognise some other faces on the trip with me. I've got Barbara and Graham, Adam, Alan and Charles, who came out to Italy in May, and we're all here to enjoy a week of cycling with Chris and Vicky hosting us. So as you can see, I've got a massive reservoir behind me, and I don't know if you can see it, but apparently the level of the reservoir is about 15 meters lower than it would be normally, and that kind of indicates how warm and how dry it's been in this part of Spain over the last few months. And actually that is the thing that's going to make this ride just a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, and that is the heat. It's about 12 o'clock already, and my cycling computer is already telling me that it's 36 degrees Celsius. Now, we went out and we did like a test ride yesterday, and the temperature got up to 40 degrees Celsius according to my cycling computer, and that was too warm for me. I ended up fading on the session, even though it was just a short little kind of test ride. But hopefully I don't think it's going to be quite as hot as that today. It's going to get warm, but hopefully it's going to stay around 35, 36 degrees Celsius, and the ride will be difficult, but we won't be so hot that we can't ride at all. So I don't know if you can see that on my cycling computer there, but the temperature is 44 degrees Celsius, and that's obviously in the sun, so that's blooming hot. So yeah, yesterday it was 40 degrees Celsius, and it was so hot, I think it was probably dangerously hot. I was taking my cycling cap off, for instance, and normally that's wringing with sweat, but yesterday it was absolutely bone dry, and that was because I was probably sweating and it was just evaporating almost immediately. I was drinking loads and just taking on as much hydration as I possibly could, but it was still just bakingly too hot, and I ended up just taking the van for the last 3 kilometers. An unexpected bit of off-roading there. And even though I was drinking yesterday, it didn't take too long before the water in my bidon went from cool to like warm tea. Well, here we go. I knew this was coming. Last climb of the day, 4 kilometers, 216 meters of climbing. Just chugging my way up this climb now. About 1.5 kilometers in, hit one of the steep bits. It's tough, but I know there's a very nice refreshment stop practically at the top, so I'm going to do everything I can to get there. Oh, this is tough. Apparently there's an Our Lady something or other monastery at the top. I'll save all my blaspheming for that. Made it to the top, and goodness me, have I never been so glad to see the top of a hill. Finally, that's me in Saint Laurent de Muga, and yeah, that was a tough ride. If you saw my ride yesterday on Strava, I called it the hottest ride of my life. Well, the correction is today has been the hottest ride of my life. Blimey, I needed that.